Welcome to Tech Turks. Today it's a different kind of show, and as you know, we use technology to advance humanity. We also have to make sure that there's always a balance between humanity and technology. And so today we have Adanna of the African Hair Summit, and she's here to tell us why natural hair is important and there must be a balance between technology and nature. So Adanna, thank you and welcome to Tech Turks.
Thank you for having me here.
Tell me about it and why you started it what the importance is to you.
Thank you so much for having me. The African Hair Summit is a platform that was created to sensitize people about the toxic chemicals in hair and beauty products, to promote the beauty in the African natural hair, and to encourage the local manufacture of organic products. So what really inspired this for me was my personal experience being burnt by texturizers. A lot of people use relaxers, texturizers, but I've had my own.
Me too, when I was young. My Jerry curls, I like that. When I look like Michael Jackson, yes.
Exactly, and those things were very, very toxic, you know, and we just kind of grew up with that experience of going to the salon and the 90% probability of getting burnt by these products. And again, in most salons in Nigeria, we have, you know, almost illiterates working who don't even read instructions or anything. So you know that your chances of, you know, getting hurt by these products are very high. So for me, using texturizers, you know, I was advised, you know, texturizers are mild because they're for children. So I was like, okay, let me try it. And I tried it, and it's actually, in 5 minutes, my head was on fire. You know, and I was like, what is in this product? I think that was the first time in 2015 I just had to pay a bit more attention to it, because I was like, we've had these experiences, our mothers have had these experiences, our sisters, our friends. Now I really need to know what exactly is in this product. And I found out that the black hair and beauty industry was linked to a lot of illnesses like cancer, you know, fibroids, infertility, hair loss, respiratory disorders. And, you know, I was really shocked. And that was what, you know, pushed me to create a platform called the African Hair Summit. I felt instantly this pressure to go out and talk to a lot of people, to get them more aware about what they're putting on their hair and the skin, and to, you know, be more careful and make better choices as regards beauty.
How do you measure the impact? Because, you know, you can keep talking and talking and talking. What keeps you waking up and saying, okay, we're making progress, let's continue? And what's bringing funding to keep this going?
We started this in 2016. The first summit was in 2016. And I have to be very honest, the turnout was shocking, it was amazing. It's like people had been waiting for me to start this project. I remember going to Sheraton Hotel, and I was confused about the venue because of the crowd I saw, and I was like, is it this hall or is it this hall? And it was actually...
Well, Sheraton, Abuja or Lagos?
Abuja.
Abuja, yeah.
So, and I was very, very impressed with the turnout, and there was a lot of media houses there, international, local. I mean, it was just perfect timing, I think, I would say. And a lot of people from the first summit who are still, you know, very committed to our work, who come to our events, have started a business. A lot of people from the first summit. I didn't even know we had that many people. I mean, we had the Olive Tree Salon in Enugu. She came in to the summit in 2019, this year, and she was just telling me how she was inspired to start a natural hair business in Enugu, and it's now doing so well. She showed me this page, her page on Instagram, and with over 10,000 followers, and just growing and impacting her community there. I was really impressed. And we have other people who have gone into the local manufacture of these products, the products for natural hair. We have a lot of brands that have come out of our work. And so I have to say that, you know, so far so good. It's very encouraging because it's become a tool to reduce poverty and unemployment within the society. And for me, that is very, very important. I've always been very passionate about social development. I mean, my master's was in global development in Africa, and my first degree was in sociology. So I've been very drawn to, just basically seeing people improve generally, and using my platform to do that is just very fulfilling for me.
So I mean, very interesting. So this platform is, I mean, like when we started the conversation, this platform was just to create awareness of the danger. But now it's a platform that not only creating awareness, but it's also providing opportunities for new industries to start, exactly. Right? Yes. And to use also our natural resources in Nigeria instead of importing expensive, poisonous crap that is killing people. So how do you keep in touch? How do you use technology to connect and to keep engaging and keep the story going, because that momentum must keep going on to the next summit?
Absolutely. I mean, there's nothing that is done without technology these days, except you're in a stone age, and you cannot separate beauty from technology, no matter how little. Technology is a very important part of what we do. You talked about even, telling the story. I mean, social media has become a very great tool for marketing and for publicity. It's also a very good platform where we connect with our audience. There's a lot of excitement when we put out a post announcing our community outreach programs, because we do community outreach programs as well. Mm-hmm. We're going to local communities where we engage local women and train them on natural hair care, and also on how to convert their farm produce into finished organic products. The reason for this is because a lot of them in local communities are exposed to a lot of unhealthy practices. They go out to find the cheapest form of beauty, and a lot of these products they use are not registered. They are not, what you see in regular stores. They come from behind the market somewhere, somehow, and you find that at least 90% of the women in some communities we've gone to have lost their hair from all these chemicals. Some of them use petrol to wash their hair when they have hair lice. All these things, nobody's really informing them. They don't have access to information. So we take what we're doing to them in those communities and we begin to do practicals with them, because we found that a couple of them are farmers, and they have, access to natural resources. It's just right there behind their house. So how to convert, for instance, coconuts into coconut oil and use on their skin, on their children's skin, hair, all those types of things. So we do a lot of that as well, with the local communities and in schools. So
I think there's a psychology to it all. And so I would take the music industry. So the music industry in Nigeria has been successful. Today, unlike 20 years ago when they were trying to be Western and not forgetting their natural heritage. Exactly. And so now today we're actually exporting our Africanism, Afrobeats to the world. So do you think there's a correlation between that psychology, between natural hair and wanting to be like Western, and how do we replicate what we've done in the music industry to our natural
this is a very interesting question, because I think for some reason the world is just turning in a certain direction, and everybody's talking about African roots, finding our roots. People are coming back, they're trying to trace where they're from, and all that. So I think there's something happening. Maybe it's a revolution, who knows? And obviously we've seen how big it's turned out for the music industry, that our music is now accepted everywhere. It makes us, it's a thing of pride when you travel out and you see people. I mean, I was in Japan the other day, and in a lounge somewhere they were playing Nigerian music, and I was like, it just makes you feel like, wow, people are really accepting your culture, accepting who you are, and it makes you comfortable, So I think, again, we've accepted and celebrated other people's cultures long enough. It's time for them to celebrate us and accept who we are. So the natural hair movement for me is not a trend. It's something that has come to stay. And I'm really excited to see how, through our platform, our NGO, we can get more organizations to work with us. Because like I said, nobody's going to do it for us. We have to do it by ourselves. It's a Nigerian, African problem that needs to be solved by Africans. Very soon we have more local brands in the natural hair industry exporting to other parts of the world. I think that would be great.
Adanna, thank you very much. If I had one more question for you, but I think you've answered it in this in this response. So thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you so much
on Tech Turks, and we'll continue the conversation offline.